Hello everyone, I'm Frank Lampard, and today I'm going to talk to you about my experience as a player and manager during my career and how that affected my life in another episode of the Diary of a CEO podcast with Steven Bartlett. Before we begin, I must let you know that this is a 2-hour episode podcast that we summarized into less than 10 minutes using PodFast, an AI content summary tool. As I sit down for this interview, I reflect on the experiences and influences that have shaped my character throughout my career in football. Growing up in Romford, Essex, I had a middle-class upbringing with a father who was a professional footballer. He pushed me hard, even at a young age, constantly training and working on my weaknesses. While his tough approach sometimes made me hate the game, my mother provided the emotional support and balance I needed. Their influences played a significant role in shaping my character, work ethic, and mentality. From a young age, I developed an obsession with self-improvement and hard work. At just 15, I signed with West Ham and quickly became known for being the hardest training and hardest working player. I truly believed that hard work leads to success, and this belief became ingrained in me. However, it's important to acknowledge that my dad's influence wasn't always easy. There were moments when I resented him due to the immense pressure and criticism I faced. But looking back, I realized that those experiences shaped me and led me to the successful career I had. They taught me the value of resilience and determination. Fear of failure became a driving force for me throughout my career. It pushed me to work harder and constantly improve. I remember hiding my running spikes and practicing shooting on my own to become faster and better. I was always seeking that extra edge. I must admit, I'm an overthinker too. I tend to try and think my way through situations before they happen. While this mindset has its downsides, I believe it has also played a role in my success. One aspect of the game that I've always loved is the stress and challenge of hard work. It brings me a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. I enjoy pushing myself physically and mentally, always striving to reach new heights. It's this love for the grind that has propelled me throughout my career. Transitioning from playing to becoming a manager was a big decision for me. Stepping into that role, I sometimes felt like an imposter, unsure if I had what it took to succeed. But I faced that challenge with determination and a willingness to learn. Looking back on my first year as a manager, I learned valuable lessons about finding a balance between experience and the freshness of youth. Managing a football club comes with its own set of challenges. One concept that comes to mind is the idea of diseconomies of scale. It's fascinating how a group of average players can come together and perform unbelievably well as a team. It's like getting great average people together to achieve extraordinary results, just like a team scoring amazing goals. The dropping standards in a club can be attributed to various factors. One of them is the size of the squad. When there are too many players, it becomes difficult to motivate them and enforce high standards. It's like having too many cooks spoil the broth. Finding the right balance is crucial. Another challenge is the impact of new ownership on a club and the recruitment strategies. It's essential to have a clear understanding of the club's philosophy and identity before recruiting players. Hiring a coach who fits that philosophy and recruiting players accordingly is key. It's like building a team in a game of Football Manager, where you carefully consider the style and philosophy of the team before signing players. In another conversation, we discussed the importance of standards and culture in achieving success in football teams. I believe that culture plays a significant role in shaping a team's identity. Each player contributes to the overall culture, and it's essential to have values and standards that everyone aligns with. For example, in Chelsea, we had a diverse group of players, each bringing their own dynamics to the team. John Terry, our captain, was a passionate leader who wore his heart on his sleeve. I was more quiet but focused on training and setting standards. Didier Drogba, a charismatic player from Ivory Coast, brought a different energy to the team. Ashley Cole was praised as the best left-back in the country. Together we created an amazing culture. Following the team's culture is crucial. If players don't align with the values and standards, they won't last long. On the other hand, when the culture is weak, new individuals can come in and negatively influence the dynamics. As a manager, I focused on setting and maintaining high standards. I realized that the level of performance in training wasn't enough to achieve the desired results. Standards became the building blocks of a winning culture. It starts with basic standards, such as training at a level that pushes teammates and fosters competitiveness. Success looks different for every team. While Manchester City consistently wins the league, success for other teams might be finishing in 6th place or qualifying for the Champions League. Teams that overperform have a strong foundation of basic standards on which they build their success. In reflecting on my time as a player and a manager, I also addressed the topic of grief and mental health. I opened up about the loss of my mother and the profound impact it had on me. I described the intense pain and grief I experienced, comparing it to a wave that hits you with its full force. It was a difficult period, and I struggled to process my emotions while juggling my football commitments. I felt like a zombie, empty and weak, but I had to keep pushing forward. Eventually, I learned to face and process my grief, finding solace in memories and the support of loved ones. Throughout my career, I faced criticism and setbacks, but I always believed in self-reflection and learning from defeat. I acknowledged that bad games happened, but the key is to analyze, find solutions, and move forward. It's about maintaining focus and not letting negative comments or setbacks define you. Reflecting on my career, I'm grateful for the opportunities and experiences I've had. Football has taught me the power of determination, the impact of fear of failure, and the importance of stepping out of one's comfort zone. Managing a football club is a complex endeavor, but having a clear vision, strategy, and dedication are crucial. Football is not just a game, it's a world that demands continuous growth and learning. In conclusion, my journey in football has been shaped by the influences of my parents, my love for hard work and self-improvement, and the challenges I've faced as both a player and a manager. I believe in the power of determination, the importance of setting high standards and fostering a positive culture, and the constant pursuit of growth. Football has taught me invaluable life lessons, and I am grateful for the opportunities it has provided me. Thank you for listening to this podcast of my conversation with Steven Bartlett in the Diary of a CEO podcast. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. See you next time.